Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and welcome to my card making session. So today we're going to be making some Peekaboo cards. We're going to do 3 different types. We're going to go from simple to a little bit more complex, a little bit more fun with a little flippy flap on there. And then, and of course I have to use my hands to go flippy flap apparently. And then we're also going to turn a Peekaboo also into a fun fold. So without further ado, let's get started. Oops, so I got to try to get my thingy. I was trying to do my, there we go. Now we're going to get started. The joys of life. So these fun folds are really easy. Let me switch my camera around so you guys can see. Here we go. So here is just a couple of them. And I'm going to take you and show you some fun things. Now, first of all, I got a plug. I have a card making swap that I do. And these are 2 cards that came from my card swap that were part of the Christmas card swap. And I absolutely fell in love with them. So I pulled them aside and decided this is what I wanted to use. So I love getting ideas from other people, and I'm not copying it exactly, but I'm copying it close enough. So here's this is the middle one. We're going to do the simple one together first. Then we're going to move into this one. This one's got a really cool little flap that goes on it right here. Look at that. That's a cool little flap. And then it opens up. So I'm going to show you how we're going to build this one. And then this one has a standard peekaboo, but then it has a little added extra of this extra fold in here. So I'm also going to show you how to do this one. But to start off with, we are going to do the simple peekaboo card. So what I have is my die cut machine. So we're going to pull that out. This is the only time I'm going to show you. The rest of them I've already pre-cut. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. So, oops. With all of the cards, we're going to make these all a standard A2 size card. So you're going to have your card base. We're going to add this one. I'm going to add a mat to, and I want to make sure I get all of my pieces fully around. There we go. So I want to get all the way around because we're actually going to cut out the center of this. Now for this one, I am using my paper packs. This is from my digital pack called Holiday Pines. So here it is right there. And we're going to be using a few little images. This is one of the background papers. And again, we're going to line all this up right through here. There we go. And then next, I am using one of the dies from TLC Designs. So from this one, I snagged this die right here. It fits right in here. And I'm actually going to use it to die cut out the element and also to make the peekaboo window. So this is your standard one. This is from Aztec Sun, and it's got 2 layers. For this particular one, I'm just using this die. And I'm going to line this up where I think I want it to be die cut. So I'm going to line it up. I also have my sentiment, which is going to fit right there. So I want to make sure that it makes sense with where the sentiment is to where the peekaboo is, and all the elements line up the way I want it to. All right, so once I have that in the right place, you have to die cut you have to glue the papers on first. Now we get to die cut. Again, all the other ones I've done this for you. Oops, hit my drink. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do the basics of the die cutting. Now here's the other key thing. You do not want to die cut with your outside. So open your card up. Lay it down flat, and then go ahead and die cut. And you're going to die cut through all 3 layers here. So really crank it through. Now I'm using my crossover 2 die cut machine, and I can dial it up or dial it down, which is perfect, especially because I have lots of layers here. So it really does make it easier to die cut all the pieces out. And I always just double check because I'm doing lots of layers. Look, popped right through. I love that a singular die, like a little wafer thin die, can cut through everything. Now, before I put this whole thing away, I am also, if I can find it, there we go. This is one of my digi images. This is actually, it had the Merry Christmas at the bottom. And that's how it comes. It comes like that. I cut the bottom off, pulled it aside, and now we're just going to cut this out. And this is going to be the little peekaboo image. So I'm just going to rest this here, die cut this piece out. There we go. And run it through. Dun, da, da, da. And then now this guy can go away because I've already done all the other die cutting that we've done that we needed to do for this particular card and all the other cards as well. So pop this piece out. There we go. There we go. And so now I have this. And before I forget, I'm going to pop. I love how she's got her dies set up because they're all different pieces and they fit back on this double-sided glue wonderfully. So it makes life easy. Okay, so now we have our card, and this is our little peekaboo window. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, add adhesive, and right where the window is, put it right there, line it up, just like that. And then go ahead and put my sentiment down. And that's as hard as a standard peekaboo goes. And then when you open your card up, it's on the inside. So it's kind of this little peekaboo. It's a little bit of a fake out. You could add some extra borders to this and you could have all kinds of fun. But this is just the standard way of doing a regular old peekaboo card. Nothing super fancy, but it does add just a little bit of something to the card when you open it up and you have that. Now, let's take it to the next level. So for the second card, it has this cool little flap, and then there's a peekaboo. This is what I would call like level 2, right? So we did level 1, here's level 2, or an alternate version of a peekaboo card. So what I have done is I've taken these really pretty papers, and they're called Snowflake Kisses. I believe that's what it's called. Sorry, I'm trying to look at my file real fast to see what it was called. These are from TLC Designs. They're called Snowy Skies paper, and I absolutely love the design. Look how pretty that paper is. So did the same thing, stuck the paper down, die cut out the circle. This time I used a different circle, and this circle came from this set right here. And it's called Happy Dragonfly Circle. And the best part about that is it has a secondary circle that goes with it, which is this beautiful scallopy one. So we're actually going to do both. All right. Now, with this piece, and if you want to keep this, you can keep this, but we're not keeping this. So pull this out of the way. When I did, here's all my bits here. Got all my bits. I went and I got this really cute little snowman. This snowman is part of the collection that is called, hang on, let me look it up. Here we go. It's part of the November sketch bundle. So this little snowman is part, and that's where I got all the sentiments that are on here as well. We've got a couple of different sentiments we're going to be using. I did not use the paper pack for this. I used a different one, but truly this little snowman could be worked with so many fun paper packs. I just printed out the size I needed and I am good to go. Look how adorable that little snowman is. So if you're interested in joining in on the November Easy Sketch, you can check that out. All the information is on TLC Designs. You can check out this exact file is there. So you can check all that mess out and see what's going on with that. So here is my little snowman. And I did go ahead and die cut that out again. Whoops, as it flies across the desk with my same die. So it's got that double stitch border going all the way around. It's so pretty. And I'm going to mat this on the back of here like that. So let's go ahead and add that on here. So, excuse me. I had a tickle in my throat. Oh, that felt funny. All right, now just like before, remember how we placed this piece in here to make sure this is going to be on the inside. So we actually have a couple of layers going on here. So just like we did with the first card, we're going to add our adhesive right here. And to make sure it lines up perfectly, we're going to pop this in the center. So this would be your standard, Peekaboo card if you wanted to have it. That's exactly what we did for the last card. No changes so far yet, right? And then now we're going to add that extra flap. So I wanted to have that extra border on here because now it looks like it's a normal card, nothing different. I have my sentiment here. I made sure it all fit before I did the die cut part, right? And so now we're going to add the flap. So I just trimmed off a little bit of the extra of the paper, and we're going to attach it to the back here, just like this. Not too much, just a little bit, just like that. And then we are going to line this up. I want to make sure that I get this lined up because there is a direction to this here. There we go. So line that up just like that. And you're going to fold it over and then add adhesive right here. Go all the way to the end. You really want to make sure it gets stuck and then stick it down right there like that. And this card was done the exact same way. The only difference from what this person did, and this one was made by Donna, and she was part of the card swap, which is where I got the idea. Great inspiration from card swaps, is she matted it with another sheet of white cardstock over top of her pattern paper. So she's got a white. I didn't bother doing that. I just left it plain. So now you can kind of see the pattern paper following within that. So now this opens up. There it is. We have our little Stay Cozy. Let's add our sentiment to the bottom. A little bit of adhesive. Pop this. I'm going to make sure I get this. So I'm going to put the design back on there. It's Snowing Kindness. Actually, I want to drop that down to a titch more. There we go. Snowing Kindness. Now we're going to open that up, open this up, and I went ahead and die cut out a ring. Now remember I said that particular die set, and this one was from Happy Dragonfly Circle, right? It has 2 dies. You can die cut this all by itself and you get your ring. You You can die cut this all by itself and you get the big scallop. Or you can put the two dies together like this, tape them, and it'll cut the center out if that's what you're wanting. So it creates a open ring for you. Really quite easy. So I'm going to use the open ring. So I'm just going to put little bits of adhesive kind of all the way around here. I don't need much. I decided not to do the full circle because I did not want to make the inside of the card too thick. I wanted it to lay nice and flat so it didn't impede anything. And so now I've got this really pretty circle. It matches the circle from the front. So here it is, the full card. There we go. So here's the full card when you first get it. And you're like, oh, it's a normal card, nothing big. And you're like, oh, no, it's got something. And you're like, oh, no, it's got something else. And then there it is. It's really quite cool how it's got all the fun layers. So here are the two cards together, two different size circles. This is using like nested circles. This is using, they're really cool. They're kind of like nested circles, but they have a fun edge to them and they fit perfectly. Those are from TLC Designs. And then just playing with some pattern papers, opening it up. This is a perfect place to use circle stamps. But guess what? Regular old stamps work just fine too. Does not matter. So this is the second one. This is what I would call lift the flap peekaboo card. So this is what I would call an alternate version to that same thing. So our first one was a standard peekaboo card. You open it up and you have your piece on the inside. Second one, a little bit of a flap. And then there's also the standard peekaboo. So it's kind of like an amped up. The third card we're going to do is you lift it up and then it pulls out. Really cool, right? So that is like another version of the same idea. So I already have most of the pieces set up, and this one is actually super easy as well. It's just adding another little layer. So just like I did before, this time I'm using a different color for my card base, and I'm using an oval. Now these ovals are from this set called Loving Petals Square, and it's got an oval, and then this little guy fits inside of it right here. Okay, and I did use both of these. So these two pieces right here, I'm using both of them. So the first step is I took one of the ovals. Here we go. This is the oval right here. And we're going to place that, and that's actually going to go as the frame on the outside of this. So we're going to come back to that, but just let you know. And that's just die cutting this, but putting the oval on the inside. Sorry, lots of little pieces. If you just want to cut the small oval, there you go. If you want to cut the oval with the ring, you put the two together. Or you can cut the full one. And what I chose to do here is it does die cut with these little eyelets right here, but I just took a pair of scissors and I trimmed and I trimmed and it turned it into an oval. So that way I could mount this little pretty image on here. Now this is a release that hasn't happened yet. This is a release and it is called, oh, I had it written down here. Oh shoot, I had it in my head. Let me pull it up so you guys can see. This is the image right here. Look how cute this is. And it's going to be coming and releasing very, very soon. It's called Frosty Fairies. Sorry about that. This one is called Frosty Fairies. It is adorable. It's a little sneaker peeker and what's coming. It's almost here. It's almost here. So it is super cute. So let's finish putting this card together. This one's adorable as well. So now we need the inside flap. So you're seeing all the bits I've cut out. So we have all these little bits. Let's kind of put them off to the side for now. We have to build the base. So we've done the main card. We've cut the oval out. Now we need to do the pull out part. And this is so easy. I chose to do mine in white. So this sheet right here, and I will put the dimensions when I'm all done. Here, let's get the mess out of the way. I'll put all the dimensions when I'm done. This is 8 by 5 1/4. Fold it in half. So I can give you score marks and I will put that, sorry, my fingers are not wanting to line up. I will give you score marks when we're all done. But you can also just do it exactly like I'm showing you here. Fold in half and then take the inside piece and fold the inside one to the half mark. So then take one side and fold in half and go ahead and fold both ways on all of it. I find it just makes the card easier because we're making it fold funny. So now you have a fold and we're going to go fold over and then fold back. I'm going to do that again. So the inside piece, here's your card. Do the full fold and then backward fold on this one. And this is the part that opens up right here. This is that little element right here. Now, just for fun, because I'd like to add a little bit more dimension, I cut out of the same pattern paper that I used on the front side. And this is just stuff I had in my stash. I don't even know what brands or what companies they are. I just found colors that matched with the one that I colored, you know, just whatever I had in handy. So we're going to put paper here and here. So I'm just going to add some adhesive just for a little bit of extra, something fun. So a little bit of adhesive in both these locations. So just add something fun. If you've got some really pretty paper packs and you've got lots of cool paper designs, this is a great way to add some extra oomph to those paper designs. And then we're going to close this. Now we're going to add this to the inside of my paper here. So I'm going to flip this over and add adhesive to the entire back. And line this up so it fits nicely. And when this gets cut down, it's 1/4 of an inch around all the way down. So you can fold it and you can really see. And right now it doesn't look like it hides, but it will hide in a minute. So open this up. Now we're going to attach our little image right here to my black piece. You could leave without it. Who did this one? This one's by Robin Jordan. She just die cut an oval. She didn't add an extra mat to that. So it's really up to you. I chose to add a mat to it, but there's no wrong or right way to do that. So now we're going to add this right here. Put in there. Sorry about the clock. It's chiming away. So now we have our little oval piece. Now we have to get this actually fitting so it fits inside, right? So I'm going to, if you notice what I did, I have nothing glued yet. I'm moving it around on the inside of the card, just like that. Okay, I'm getting it lined up exactly where I want it, right there. And then just do a little lifty uppy. Add some adhesive right here. Lift down and just double check. Am I good? So see how I didn't really move anything out of the way, and that way it lines up great. So now I can open up, and look how adorable that is. I get this little image right here. You could do another sentiment there if you wanted to as well. It's totally up to you. Now I'm going to go through and add my little frame to the outside because it looks like a little picture frame. So just a little bit of adhesive. There's no right or wrong way to add those. There we go. So just little bits of adhesive. If you guys noticing, I'm using my tape runner for everything. I haven't pulled out any weird, fun, special adhesive. You don't need anything besides a tape runner to do most cards. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I don't necessarily think you always need all the stuff. Sorry, I'm making lots of, there it is. So because this card has those couple little spots right there, it looks like it's like for eyelets or something, we're going to put some gems on here. So let's add a couple of really cute gems. Place in that little spot. There we go. So there's one. Just, you know, it leaves room to want to put something, and I just think it adds a little bit of something extra when you do that. It is a fancy fold, but it's so much fun. And then I have my sentiment right here. And again, when I laid this down here, I put the frame and I checked to make sure my sentiment fit on here. So that way it wasn't too short and I wasn't having problems. So always check before you place your peekaboo window, whatever die it is. I actually laid this on top and went, okay, is that about the right space? And then I checked, okay, does my sentiment fit down there before I die cut it? So it just makes it a little bit easier to do that. And then I went back and then I placed that and then I double checked, okay, does it fit? Does it work? And so that's my big hint to you with any peekaboo card. Just make sure everything fits. And over time, this card has been sitting folded for a long time. It actually is much flatter and you can barely see. And this one's doing a pretty good job of it too. It looks from a glance totally fine. There's nothing there. And the more it lays flat, the more the paper is going to want to stay flat versus want to pop open again. So here are our 3 fun fold cards. I would say that they're like 3 different types or 3 different levels. We have, oops, wrong one. There we go. So we have our basic fun fold right here where it's, sorry, not fun fold, peekaboo. These are all peekaboo cards. We have our basic peekaboo where you cut the circle out. It could be a square, it could be an oval, it could be any shape you want to. And the inside image is there, really simple. This one's adding another dimension to it where instead of having it be a standard peekaboo, this part of the card is a standard peekaboo right here, but we've added this extra flap on the front as a little extra little something there, right? So you can have a lot of fun with your sentiments on the front. You can add a couple fun sentiments, really get a good bang for your buck for all your cards. And then this one, again, standard peekaboo opening on the card. Don't forget, make sure you add all your pattern paper, whatever layers you want before you create your peekaboo, and make sure you have enough room for your sentiments at the bottom or wherever you're choosing to put your sentiments. You open this one up, but instead you have an extra little fun fold. So much fun. These cards are really quite simple to make when you kind of break it down and go, oh, it's the base, it's the same. It's just the little tweaks and little extra bits and bobs that make it a little bit different. And fun folds are so easy when you just kind of break it down to the basics. I will have the dimensions for this card about where to put the folds for the inside part, but that's really all the dimensions that you need to know for these cards, because it's whatever dies you want to use. I use some beautiful dies from TLC Designs and some beautiful digi images and stamped images from TLC Designs, and also my own digi papers too. But whatever you have, this design will work wonders, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of different. I mean, we all love handmade cards, but something about it being a little interactive, a little different, it just kind of has that special, you want to keep opening it and seeing what the cool thing is, or you want to keep lifting the flap or keep doing whatever it is. Apparently, I need to use my hands a bunch today to make it even so much more fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all those wonderful people that are leaving comments and everybody who gave us thumbs up and a hearts. I truly appreciate it. We are streaming live today on TLC Designs Facebook and YouTube, and also on Erin Reed Makes Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So if you have not had a chance to follow on the other side, check out either place. I've left all the links for both TLC Designs and Erin Reed Makes down below in the information section. I would love for you to like and follow and subscribe to both sites. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'm happy to answer. Links for all supplies are always down below, so you can check those out. And I will see you guys again. Hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. Don't forget to stay crafty and stay safe. Bye, everybody.